Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. Hey, Shalom. This lesson is just going into preparation for the days to come, for Jacob's trouble, for the MOTB, to preparing yourself, for the kingdom, which is shortly coming to pass. And this is also, what I've been meditating for the last few days since the testimony from the brother from LA. I don't know his name, but it's I remember the YouTube, his handle was Prophets of Doom GMS, and he gave the testimony after that wicked 2/3 nigga, that Lord willing, he gets that 2/3 nigga gets a terrible judgment. But after what happened to him, but just keeping in mind, like, hey, this is what we signed up for. Be constantly ready for anything could happen to us. And keeping that in mind, anything could happen. You could get stabbed, you could get killed by your own people, and this is all in the scriptures. The scriptures give us the heads up of everything. But so, like, from rambling, and at the end of all this, don't lose trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. In all these events, it should build your trust, build your faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, knowing that he's in control of everything. So this is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, prepare thy soul for temptation. So temptation is the trials, like different things that you're going to go through. Like how it says they're going to be like in Zechariah chapter, the 13th chapter, it says the 1/3 is going to be like silver and gold that's going to be refined. That refining process is is that temptation. The different trials, the different events, the different things that you're going to go through, how you try metals and refine them. That's a part of that process. You're going to be heated to the point of breaking, but you're going to be made better. You're going to pass through the process. So, my son, if thou come to serve Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. So cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So, like I was mentioning, gold being tried, this gold being more refined and made better and more beautiful, the impurities being cleansed out of it. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Ye that fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, wait for his mercy, and go not aside lest ye fall. So this is a narrow path, fire on one side, water on the other. Like Yahushai said, this path is narrow, but the broad. Let me get that real quick before I butcher it. This is Matthew chapter 7 and verse 13. enter ye in at the straight gate. For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Because strait is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. So the way of this world, the broad way, the way that pleases the flesh, the way of this world, the way of Babylon the Great, and this way leads to destruction. You know, this place is greatly polluted. It will destroy you. So the narrow way, you setting yourself aright. You're setting yourself, you're preparing yourself for temptation. And really what I was wanting to focus on was in Ecclesiasticus chapter 2 and verse 1, my son, if thou come to serve Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, prepare thy soul for temptation. So the word prepare. So this is prepare in the Wiktionary, and this goes to the English. It says partially anyway, I'm just going to get to the point. It says from classical Latin, preparare, make ready in advance. So we're making ourselves ready. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the servants of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the servants of Yahushai, we're making ourselves ready in advance. We've been given the heads up what's getting ready to take place. Jacob's trouble. We've been given a heads up of that Yahushai didn't come for peace. He came to send a sword. He came to bring divisions. Your enemies are going to be those of your own household. In the scriptures, it even says that our people were the prophet killers. Like thou that killest, thou that slayest the prophets. Roughly, matter of fact, once again, let me get it before I butcher it further. This is Matthew 23 and verse 37. This is Yahushai speaking. It says, O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets, and stonest them which are sent unto thee, how often would I have gathered thy children together, even as a hen gathereth her chickens under her wings, and ye would not. So the point being, Jerusalem, you're the main ones that killed the prophets, the ones that were sent unto you, to sent for your betterment, that were sent for you, to help you. You slapped away the hand. Matter of fact, you tried to kill the hand. But the point being, there's going to be many different, ways that our own people are going to come against us. Esau is going to come against us. We're going to be the most hated. And you see that already building up. So this is again, preparare, make ready in advance. So here like I said, we've been given the heads up. So this is Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 6. It says, seek ye Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai while he may be found. Because there's going to be a time where you're not going to be able to find him. So we're seeking him ahead of time. The day of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, when that day comes, you're not just going to be able to look at a YouTube video, pull up GMS, how do I find salvation, or how do I achieve salvation? You're not going to be able to look into scriptures. You're not going to be able to go to the King James app, or the Blue Letter Bible, or Bible Hub. You're not going to be able to ask Chat GPT or anything. And this is why this is the time now to get ready. Prepare yourself. Seek Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Call ye upon him while he is near. So how can you call upon Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai if you don't even know his name? How you just calling him the Lord and Jesus Christ? You don't even know the true names. You don't even know what they mean. The English is good enough for you. You're seeking the Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai in all honesty. You trying to get the milk. You trying to get the everything that you can get from it. So seek ye Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way. So in the world, we're all wicked. And our righteousness is as filthy rags. We need Yahushai. But once we heard his truth, we turned around. We forsook the way that we were going down and went down a new path. That path was Yahushai. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon. So, yeah, Yahushai did give his life as a sacrifice for our sins. But does that mean that we're just going to continue doing wickedness? Like the laws don't matter? Oh, Jesus got me. Yahushua got me. No. You're forsaken that way. And you're following after Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, through Yahushai. You having faith in Yahushai. And you're hoping, you are hoping that your sins, your transgressions will be pardoned. We want a clean slate. We want all our transgressions blotted out. We don't want these things to be remembered. And that's just in this life. Consider all the other generations that you've been on earth, that you've been here. All the wickednesses that you've done. And that's just consider in this way, in this life, the wickedness that you've done, the wickedness that you're aware of. Because you transgress through ignorance too. You might have done some wickedness that you don't even know that you did it. Hey, we need Yahushai. We need it says abundantly pardon. Let me look at that word for abundantly real quick. This is H7235 Rabbah. It says to increase, to be or become great or become many, to become many, to make large, increase, to make many, to multiply. So it means like greatly. It says to make much to do much in respect of the transgress greatly. So he's gonna abundantly pardon, like greatly pardon. Like the English don't do much for it, you know. And this is going back to prepare, because it was preparare, and pray paro is like the root word, and it says pray and paro, and I'm just going to go to this word paro. This is pretty much the root for that word for pray, parare, and it says to arrange, order, to provide, to furnish, to prepare, to resolve, to propose, decide. So here, I'm gonna go to this. This is Second Esdras, because to arrange, to order, we're setting ourselves through Yahushai in order. We're learning order. We're learning how to be kings and priests, which in the kingdom of heaven, if we're gonna be kings and priests, we're gonna be on a higher order than what we are here on the earth. Here on this earth, we're on the bottom. But through the Spirit, and we're learning rulership. And we're learning order. So it's the Second Esdras chapter 14 and verse 13. Now therefore set thine house in order, and your house. This is you. This is you, your mind. Now therefore set thine house in order, and reprove thy people. Comfort such as them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. So set your house in order, and we're reproving our people, letting them know the truth of the matter, the true gospel, that the law is not done away with. The true name of our Savior is Yahushai, meaning he saves, he delivers. Salvation is for the Israelites only. The rest of the nations are going into captivity. You cannot save Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. As much as you love Massa, you know, and comforting those that be in trouble. Hey, this isn't going to be forever. And to prepare your mind. Look, what's getting ready to take place. This devil knows he has a short time. We have a short time to get right. And hey, after this, the kingdom of heaven is here. After this, it's no more tears. After this, it's an eternal kingdom. The kingdom of Israel under Yahushua is going to be forever. Nobody's going to make the Israelites ever fear again. So, verse 14, let go from the mortal thoughts and cast away the burdens of man and put off now the weak nature. So the mortal thoughts, you know, all these things like, oh, I got to get something to eat. What am I going to do next week? You know, where am I going to be living? This, that, whatever. Man, I need me a woman. You know, whatever things come to mind, because these are all thoughts that are just common to man. But that don't mean, you know, these are like going to be really in the background, on the back burner. You're not really that worried about them because what's getting ready to take place? You know, am I going to be found worthy by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua to receive mercy? Am I going to be found worthy to hear from Yahushua, a well done, my good and faithful servant? You know, here's a crown. Hey, you did it. And the weak nature, you know, well, what if something happens to me? What if put that off. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua has not given us a spirit of fear. You know, fear Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, yes. But to fear everything, what if a bird, what if, you know, what if the wind blows? Verse 15, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. So Jacob's trouble, these times that are coming. You're setting yourself in order. Look, this, set it in order. These things, you know, getting a woman, this and that, whatever. Yeah, it would be nice to get some bucks, whatever. But considering the times that we're in, that everybody is fucking batshit crazy. You know, considering, you know, just from the experiences I've had for the last couple of days, it's like, you know what, I'm all right. You know, I don't even want to really deal with that. You know, I put that to the side. I worry about that shit later. You know, if Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua wants me to have something, he'll provide it for me. And this is using a woman as an example. So you setting these things in order. What's most important? To flee from these times, to escape the judgment that's coming. That's at the forefront. The rest, move it to the back. And that's all I'm going to read from that. I'm going to close out pretty soon. This is Ephesians chapter 6 and verse, let me see here. Verse 10. Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua and in the power of his might. So be strong. Hey, you know, the more temptations you go through, the more your faith builds, the more you believe in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, the more you learn about him, and the stronger you are in him. To know that you cannot be moved. But that still don't, going through that, you're going to go through more troubles, more demons going to fuck with you, more, you know, more things are going to happen to you. But, you're going to have a better understanding of why this is happening. You know, the things that are at stake. So this is Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 10 again. Finally, my brethren, be strong in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua and the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of the Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So we're not just, we're not wrestling against flesh and blood. Like, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. The armor of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is not a piece of body armor, the Kevlar vest. This is spiritual armor. These are spiritual blessings. These are spiritual things. Because we're up against demons, high level demons, witchcraft, all kinds of wickedness. And this is what we preparing our mind with. Because there's no weapon. You can't pick up a sword. There's no gun, anything like that we can pick up that can give us salvation or that can save us. Verse 13, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. So you put it on this. I mean, you can continue reading, but I'm not going to read through all of it. But you put it on the whole armor, everything, the gospel. You and this says having done all to stand. You've done everything to stand in this day. You know the names of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. You believe in those names, Yahweh Wa Yahushai. You understand who salvation is for. You understand what's getting ready to take place. Esau, Edom coming down with great wrath. The MOTB. You're fasting. You're praying. You know that the so-called UFOs are really the chariots of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. You believe in this truth 100%, not 90% truth, but the 100% undiluted truth. And you're not worried about you're not getting into debates and getting sidetracked with side missions and all that kind of bullshit. You're focused on this. What's getting ready to take place? You're preparing your mind. Look, some serious shit is going to go down, and I'm preparing myself. I'm prepared. Matter of fact, that might be the next lesson, battle ready. Because I'm battle ready. I'm ready to go. So, hey, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of your elect. Shalom.